Good afternoon and welcome to the Scale Up Pitch Challenge semifinals. The mission of the National Black MBA Association is to lead in the creation of educational wealth building and growth opportunities for those historically underrepresented throughout their careers as students, entrepreneurs, and professionals. National Black MBA Association launched the Scale Up Pitch Challenge in 2017, which works to satisfy the mission of the association to help create and support wealth building opportunities for its members. With previous members experiencing great success with investors due to exposure and funding provided through this challenge. This year's challenge, managed by StartCo, is a pitch competition designed to make big ideas bigger by encouraging our members to create startups that are scalable. Scale Up has created a community of founders that have built long-lasting relationships with each other, which included exposure to new ideas, creativity, and innovation. Founders, we are super excited to have you pitch your businesses today, and we look forward to a long and lasting relationship with each and every one of you as you continue your entrepreneurial journey. Next, I would like to introduce Ryan with StartCo.
Thanks, Robin, and welcome everyone again. We've been fortunate to be a partner with National Black for the past few years and helping build and host this particular pitch challenge and a variety of others. At StartCo, we do a variety of things. We're a venture architect firm, so we help build innovation systems, run accelerators, pitch competitions, and then also put together like very large coalitions around specific technology like EV charging or agri-tech type businesses. But enough about us. I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone here that's going to be pitching. You know, it's been an honor working with everyone and helping National Black put this on for the community and for everyone in the nation. But with that, I'll pass it to my partner, Leanne. She's going to share a little bit of insight on an opportunity that the audience is going to get to participate. With that, I'll pass it to you, Leanne.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, as Ryan said, just congratulations to all the founders. Today is always a really exciting day. We know that you that are in attendance, it's also exciting, and we want to make sure that you have a chance to give your feedback. Obviously, the judges get to do their Q&A, but we want to make sure we get your expert insight as well. So I'll be sharing a link in the chat to an audience participation form. That's a form that can be used over each time there's a presentation, and you just have an opportunity to kind of rate on a scale of 1 to 5, but there's also an open-ended question at the end to give some additional feedback. We collect all of that. It's collected anonymously. We share it with our founders, and it's just always really helpful to get extra feedback. So we'll be sharing that in the chat and hope that you have a chance to give your feedback to all of the teams. But with that, I'll pass it back to Robin, who's going to introduce our judges for today.
Yes, thank you, Leanne, and thank you, Ryan. We are, on behalf of the National Black, we are super excited to have StartCo as a partner with this event. Since we have had them as a partner, the event has really grown a lot, and we were able to offer our founders expert advice and resources. So next, I would like to introduce our two judges. We have Dr. Erica Dillard, CEO of PopCheck Technologies. After receiving her BS in neuroscience from Vanderbilt University, Dr. Dillard completed the MD PhD program at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. She then completed 5 years of neurosurgical training in Philadelphia, where her interests included skull-based surgery, neuro-oncology, and patient safety and quality improvement. Most recently, she completed the Patents to Products postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Memphis, which serves as a launching pad for turning innovative ideas into successful startup companies. Dr. Dillard started PopCheck Technologies as a result of experiences during her surgical training, where she witnessed firsthand how post-operative outcomes can be influenced by external factors beyond the procedure performed. Dr. Dillard is also passionate about diversifying the healthcare workforce and has served in several leadership roles for organizations with this focus, including Biotin Academic Alliance and National Medical Association. Welcome, Dr. Dillard. Next, we have Kayla Rodriguez-Graff. Kayla Rodriguez-Graff is the CEO and co-founder of Sweet Bio, and a thought-provoking business leader specializing in disruptive business models. Her background includes 7 years of medical device venture development and 6 years customer experience and operation strategies at Target Corporation. Kayla brings a fresh perspective to the medical device space and is responsible for spearheading strategy and fundraising to bring Sweet Bio's advanced wound care products from development through patenting, FDA clearance, and recently Medicare coverage, and lives change for hundreds. Kayla is a fierce advocate for women and diverse entrepreneurs and serves on several boards, including Epicenter, Life Science, Shelby Farms Park, Conservatory, and Agape. Kayla was named an Inc. magazine 100 female founder presented at the U.S. Senate on Women's Entrepreneurship and highlights by Apple, Forbes, Hola Magazine, and People Español magazine. Most recently, Kayla is married. Most importantly, Kayla is married to her soulmate and proud mom of her 5- and 2-year-old sons. Welcome, Kayla. Now on to the main event. I've had the opportunity to connect with the founders and learn a little bit about their businesses. And all I can say is, judges, you have a big job ahead of you. For everyone who is watching, though the founders cannot see or hear you, I am sure they can feel your energy. So please feel free to cheer them on in the chat. Okay, now I will announce our first founder. Our first founder is Daryl Stevens with Bass Parlor. Daryl?
Okay, can you see me? Can you see
Yes, we can see you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daryl Stevens. I'm the founder of Bass Parlor app. And the Bass Parlor app is an app that connects musicians with other musicians around the world for the purpose of creating original music together remotely. So to give you a brief history, back in 2018, I started throwing a lot of music collaboration events in both Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. And between these music collaboration events and our Bass Parlor podcast, I've been able to talk to hundreds of different musicians and identify 3 major pain points that independent musicians face. The first is finding other musicians to collaborate with. The second is finding the time to create the music. And the third is finding the money to afford a recording studio. A high-end recording studio can be as much as $200 an hour, if not more. The solution to all 3 of these pain points is the Bass Parlor app. With the Bass Parlor app, musicians can find, connect, and collaborate remotely with other musicians around the world. So if I'm a singer that's located in Atlanta, I can connect with a guitar player in Spain, a drummer in Ghana, and a keyboard player in Brazil, and we can record a song, an original song together remotely, directly through the Bass Parlor app. Now, our business model is what's called a freemium model. The app is free to download, but you can upgrade to a premium version that unlocks all the features of the app. We also have a headline section that where any member can post a headline to be seen by the entire Bass Parlor community for a weekly fee. Now, we have a few competitors in the space, but the Bass Parlor app is the only app that allows musicians to connect and find new collaborators around the world and allow them to create a brand new song remotely from scratch. Now, this is a huge industry. The global music production and distribution industry is a $33 billion industry. We plan to initially focus on the $4 billion that represents the independent musicians located in North America. And we'll reach this market through a combination of our YouTube channel. We just launched a new series, live events, social media, and a Bass Parlor podcast. Now, I have a background in this space. I have a background in audio engineering and music production. I worked for several years at EA Sports as a sound designer. I also have an MBA from Howard University and owned a co-working space for musicians for several years. So like I said, I have a lot of experience and a lot of background in this space. Now, we launched a soft version of the app back in 2021, January of 2021. And we just focused on 2 cities, on Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. Since that launch, we've had two different phase upgrades that were focused on the input from our early adopters. And with the $50,000 grant, if I would receive it, that would go toward the second season of our Bass Parlor Mashup YouTube series. And then also the phase 3 upgrades of the app, which includes the collaboration, the remote collaboration. Now, our mission at Bass Parlor is to connect the world through music so that no matter where you are in the world and no matter what kind of economic background, what kind of economic limitations you have, you can fulfill your potential musically. And that's our mission. So again, my name is Daryl Stevens, the founder of the Bass Parlor app. I'll now open it up to any questions.
Thank you, Daryl. Judges?
Hi, Daryl. Congratulations on all the success and traction that you've made since the last time I've actually seen this. And a couple questions. One, I wanted to start with and just thinking about your adoption and how you plan to kind of capture that market, that $4 billion. What do you anticipate are going to be the biggest challenges in order to capture those markets?
The biggest challenges are being, spreading the word throughout the country. We focused, like I said, initially on just Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. And some of the things that we plan to do to counteract that is start doing those live collaboration events again, but start traveling around the country and doing them throughout the country. And I think another big thing that we plan to do to kind of spread the word throughout the country is also our YouTube series. So we just launched a YouTube series, what we call the YouTube Mashup. And we pair up two musicians who've never met and record the process of them creating a brand new song together. And that's gained a lot of traction, a lot of steam. And people from all over the country have been watching these different events. So we focused on Atlanta and DC, but we plan to pull from a whole, several different cities as we move on.
I echo Dr. Dillard. Congratulations. This is fantastic. As a bass player my whole life, I'm thrilled to see this. I should add that to my bio. I had a question about your revenue model and capturing what the 4 billion was. So I was curious if, as you think through your revenue trajectory, are you envisioning that the majority of your revenue is coming from freemium? If this is original music, is there a way for you to capture royalties or play some sort of role in capturing some of that dollar amount from your role in connecting these musicians and thus having that music? So I was curious just the breakout of your revenue model as you scale.
Yeah, absolutely. So I expect our main revenue stream to come from the freemium model. So one thing that the premium does is unlocks the remote recording. We don't want to take any of the royalties away from what they record because we want to give them the freedom to put that and gain as much income as they can from their own recording. But what we do plan to do is we're also launching a monthly contest this month as part of our upgrade. And with that monthly contest, the monthly contest winner is going to be part of what we call our Bass Parlor Mashup or our Bass Parlor like collaboration album, basically. And so we'll take a cut of the album if they choose to put it in our collaboration album, or we'll take a cut of the song rather if they choose to put it in the collaboration album. But as far as what they create through the app, we won't take any royalties from that. That's their creation as someone who has a background in music. I know musicians are very finicky and very they want to hold on to all the royalties, and rightfully so. So if they opt in to being part of the collaboration series, then we'll take a piece of that because we're providing a lot of the marketing. But other than that, it's completely on them. So the freemium model, the premium version of the freemium models are going to be our number one revenue stream.
I had one follow-up question. Oh, do we have time?
Yeah, we're actually
Okay.
at time right now. So thank you so much, Daryl. Great presentation.
Thank you.
So now we move on to our next founder, which is Alcide Honoré with Bill's Eye. Alcide, I'm not sure if you're on mute, but we cannot hear you. Alcide, you're on mute.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Some bad weather over here. Good afternoon. My name is Alcide Honore. I am the CEO and co-founder of Billseye. Billseye is a mobile application that automatically bills client calls. I want you to imagine that you're in a Snoop Dogg Corona commercial and you're just relaxing on the beach. Well, if you're a consultant, a therapist, or a lawyer like me that bills by the hour, there's a big difference in that beach experience because you have probably taken that mobile phone with you just in case one of those really important clients call. And what happens when you get to the office on Monday? Well, you forget to bill for that call. Well, guess what? You're not alone. 60% of those calls go unbilled. Well, why? Because it's painful to bill those calls. And at the end of the day, we're human. Billseye is the solution to this problem. Our application eliminates all losses from unbilled client calls. Billseye tracks, calculates, and documents those calls automatically, and then allows you to integrate those calls with your existing billing software platform. How does it work? Well, we've added a third button to the incoming call screen. You press that button when a client calls you, and Billseye app goes to work billing that client immediately. And this video that you see is actually a screen recording of our application in action. We're adding payments, and that's going to allow our users to get paid right away. How do we stack up against our competition? Well, our competitors all use this old school stopwatch method that requires you to start and stop a timer in order to capture that time. Billseye has completely automated that process. We have an ambitious roadmap that involves implementing our solution in Zoom and WebEx, amongst other communications platforms. Our revenue model involves charging monthly fees, transaction fees, and platform fees, giving us an average annual revenue of $300 per user. Legal tech alone is a $1 trillion market. We believe Billseye has a total addressable market of over $13 billion. That's including the legal tech sector and other verticals that we fall within. We believe we can capture over $256 million of that market each year. We've got 30,000 downloads already, issued patents, and if we win the $50,000 from the National Black MBA Association, we'll put it to good use, increasing user engagement on our platform and building community amongst pursuing other priorities. If you want to know more about Billseye, just ask about us.
Thank you, Alcide. Now we'll have Q&A.
Happy to start. Congratulations to you as well. In my business, I'm in the biotech space, and we have a slew of lawyers that we work with. So I am unhappy about this because I love when I forget to get charged for billing. No, I'm kidding. So first, just a technical question. I'm sure that there will be some sort of, behavioral change to make this go away. But what happens if somebody is in a live call and let's say they're having catch up, but then they want to bill? Is there ability with the technology to be able to retroactively trigger this button, or do you have to do it right away when the call happens?
You'll notice here from our application that this button you can press during the call and it will actually toggle billing on and off. So yes, you do have that ability.
Wonderful. So they have to answer it within this app to be able to have that feature, right?
The app is fully integrated with the dialer. It works on every incoming and outgoing call. There's no special phone number that they have to call or anything like that. It works perfectly every time.
Love it.
I first of all really love when there's a problem that we see every day can be addressed in a very simple but innovative solution. And I really, really appreciate that about how you presented in your solution here. I'm also interested to understand a little bit outside of just where you have your use case. Are there any other use cases that you see your technology being useful or providing value? And how might you be able to kind of capture that as well?
We definitely do. A couple easy use cases, right? We're sitting on a Zoom, and there's no reason why technology should not already exist for us to be able to capture this sort of time on a Zoom. We make these calls as just a part of how business is operated now. And then there are folks that work in the medical space, folks that work as consultants, and in all other sorts of professions, nutritionists, personal trainers, that bill for the time they spend engaging with their clients. And Billseye is a solution that can work for all of those people as well.
Yeah, accounting definitely comes to mind, knowing that the majority of their business is billed hourly. So where do you see, what is the grand vision for this? Do you see yourself being acquired by one of these companies? Do you see, like, where would you like this to go?
Well, our ultimate vision is to expand this solution across multiple different communications media and ultimately look to go public and just leverage that additional fundraise to continue to expand the solution globally.
I think it's fantastic that you've got so much traction, and love seeing a demo. So really nicely done.
Great. Great, Asif. Thank you so much for that great presentation. Now we're going to move on to Dara Cook with Expect Fitness.
Hello, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Hi, I'm Dara Cook, founder of Expect Fitness. America's headlining problem: we have the worst maternal health in the developed world and at the highest cost, $32 billion a year, driven by largely preventable complications such as premature births, high blood pressure, C-sections, postpartum depression, autism, and gestational diabetes. However, research now proves that all of these can be drastically reduced by one thing: prenatal fitness. Yet there's a dearth of fun, inclusive, and certified safe options. Expect is set to solve this. We are OBGYN approved pre and postnatal workouts in a streaming app that empowers expectant moms to work out in their own homes on their own time. Our business model innovation: health insurance covers the Expect subscription for their members. Payers are increasingly covering fitness as people who exercise are less expensive to insure. Targeted prenatal fitness can unlock savings for parents and babies. Zooming in on the value proposition: one premature birth is the cost of a house, making the expected value of safe prenatal fitness clear. Subscriptions are $360 for the pre and postnatal periods, translating into a $120K contract for the average plan. Competition: we know safety concerns are a barrier for prenatal exercise, and Expect is the only app with OBGYN approvals. Versus our D2C competitors, our scalable B2B model reduces our acquisition costs and churn as insurers deliver us steady cohorts of moms. Because Black people are more likely to experience prenatal complications, we are diverse. And for engagement, we prioritize variety and production value. Our 3 customer targets are pressured to reduce healthcare spending, and we learned employers must drive hiring and retention through inclusive benefits, especially in this labor market. And health insurer and Medicaid are desperate to improve our abysmal maternal health. Our US market is 3.5 million insured pregnant people per year for $1 billion plus annual market. I spent 22 years creating content and launching businesses at MTV. My co-founder has vetted engineers for Dropbox and Apple. Our all OBGYN board is led by the outgoing president of the National Medical Association, and our chief fitness officer is an Emmy winner who launched ClassPass's live content studio. We earned early grants from my alma maters, Wharton and HBS, developed our apps, partnered with March of Dimes for their largest walk. New York City Department of Health is in the pipeline and underway right now, a clinical trial with University of Alabama through Medicaid, which covers half of all US births. 50K will cover the production of 5 new videos in time for Veterans Day to close Veterans Affairs worth $1.5 million in annual revenue. Thank you.
Thank you, Dara. We'll have Q&A now.
Come on. What is up, Alex? I'm in my second trimester with
Q&A.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
No, this is a really awesome need, like a serious need that you're addressing, and I commend you for it. Your team looks awesome in terms of your breadth of experience. What I want to understand a little bit better is about how the paying customers, actually who is going to be responsible for paying for this, and have you thought about ways that you can get this covered through insurance? Are there specific coding that's already available for you to be able to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So in particular, and I'll show you our main targets. Number one, employer-sponsored health plans. So you may be familiar with a company called Hinge Health. They are now worth $6.5 billion, started, I believe, in 2015. They're very similar to Expect, but for MSK, so musculoskeletal issues. And they have the same business model. And what they do is they provide what they call digital clinic, which is really video exercises that people can do in their own homes on their own time that would prevent them from having expensive back surgery, let's say, or knee surgery. And so employers are covering this for their employees. So that's number one. In terms of, to your point about codes, for example, many Medicaid states pay for childbirth and pregnancy classes. So that would be under those existing codes, right? And the same for health insurance. Peloton, who is one of our potential competitors, they're the only one with a B2B model, and they do actually, they have a deal with the United Healthcare. So United Healthcare is covering Peloton if you have certain plans with them, and they also sell into the insurers. The problem is Peloton, if you go on their app right now, they've got 10,000 videos and only 59 of them are prenatal. Almost all of them yoga, taught by the same person. There's no Black people in any of their content. And none of it is OBGYN approved.
Yes, I echo congratulations. This is a massive need. I am having my third child and I'm due in 4 weeks. So
congratulations.
I feel this every day, and I'm an avid exerciser. And so I specifically feel this problem because having curated content just for me has been difficult to find. I had similar questions as Dr. Dillard about the payment piece. I've spent the last 2.5 years working with Medicare and Medicaid on getting codes for us. Right. And so one thing is I would love to see somebody on your board that's got some reimbursement, Medicare, Medicaid, CMS, just like a heavy hitter on there to supplement all the fantastic clinical expertise and business expertise that you have.
Yeah,
it would
absolutely.
Just, if you could tell me like, this is my HCPCS code, this is the DRG, yes. This is where we're at. Another thing is, have you considered just the patient pay model of it? Mm-hmm. Knowing that it's a smaller segment, but it's a shorter sales cycle. Yes, and a faster proof point.
Yes, absolutely. So, so 2 points on that. Number one, in terms of University of Alabama, Birmingham. So they have an exercise and pregnancy clinic. It's a brick and mortar location that is currently covered by Medicaid. So we're doing our clinical trial. The results will be published in a medical journal with them. And so the doctor there, Sarah Gould, who runs the clinic, she's not officially on our board because she's not on our board.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're at time.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, so that is our pathway to coverage. But we love your the idea of having someone specifically on our board to do that. but it's our relationship with UAB that is pulling us into Medicaid.
Okay. Thank you, Dara, for your presentation.
much.
Great presentation. Next, we have Donovan Wright with Guild.
Hello, my name is Donovan Wright, founder and CEO of Guild. I'm a residential real estate investor, and my first renovation went terribly wrong, costing me $25,000 over budget and 2 months in delays. I ran into the problem most homeowners do: uncertainty. Most homeowners don't know what their end project will look like, how much it'll cost, or how long it's going to take, leading to overages and delays caused by antiquated processes, bad actors, and project underbids, resulting in $200 billion worth of additional costs to clients and contractors every year. This is where Guild comes into the equation. Clients can schedule an on-demand project estimate and source bids directly from contractors in our network so they know their cost, timeline, and expected deliverable all before work begins, empowering transparency and informed decision-making for greater job success. The National Association of Home Builders forecasts 30 million individual renovation projects next year. When you multiply that by the US median renovation cost of $15,000, you see the massive opportunity of this industry being valued at $450 billion. We currently operate on a take rate, charging contractors 10% on the value of the project that they get on our platform. They keep the other 90%. Our main competitors focus on connecting clients to contractors and collecting reviews. However, these features have become industry staples and have not kept up with market needs. Guild differentiates itself from the competition by focusing on streamlining the necessary tasks after you've connected with the contractor, all in one location. We have a supply side and a demand side target user. On the supply side, we target contractors who earn less than $1 million in revenue through public channels. On the demand side, we target millennial women initially by leveraging existing lead gen platforms to connect with customers in market to reduce customer acquisition costs. As satisfied clients increase, we'll transition to a user-driven approach by incentivizing referrals similar to Uber and Lyft's scale strategy. So where are we today? We've launched our full MVP this past July in the Metro Detroit market and have already seen some early product market fit indicators. We average about 1,500 monthly visitors to our web-based platform, facilitate 10 to 15 monthly requests, resulting in an average of 5 open projects on our platform with an average gross project value of $20,000. Additionally, we've secured a licensing agreement with RS Means, the largest construction data provider in North America. My team has a combined 8 years and $50 million worth of commercial and residential development experience, so we have the technical, marketing, and industry expertise to execute Guild's vision. Our projections are based on a regional rollout strategy, beginning with a statewide launch in Michigan next year, then progressing from the Midwest to the West Coast by year 5. With only $50,000 in outside funding, my team was able to build our MVP and launch. With the $50,000 from winning this competition, we'll be able to take the next leap and hit our key milestones for our seed raise next year. Once again, my name is Donovan Wright. Thank you for listening, and I'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Donovan. Q&A is now open.
Hey, Donovan, congratulations. Really awesome platform you have created here and obviously an awesome team. I have questions about, you have two kind of very key groups of stakeholders, right? You have those who really have that need, like I've experienced this myself, so I feel the pain here. But you also have maybe another group, which are your contractors, right? Who may or may not feel completely, they may not completely want to be as open to use this type of platform. Maybe there's incentive for them not to use something like this. So how do you actually prove or show the value proposition on the side of the contractors or those that's doing work so that you have more that are buying into your platform?
Yeah, so in our current conversation with contractors, we focus on 3 key things. The first one is jobs, right? Most contractors, all they care about is money. Either you're making me money or you're saving money. We have projects available that average $20,000, which is $5,000 higher than the US median price for renovation. The second aspect is focusing on the expense they're already using with the current industry solutions like Angie and Thumbtack, which rarely result in projects. So with us, there's no money upfront, no cost, no additional marketing costs, and we're bringing in customers who are lower down the purchase funnel for them than using some of our competitors. And then finally, where the market is moving. So millennials right now account for about 62% of new home purchases in the US, and they want a more integrated and automated system. So even if contractors are somewhat apprehensive of moving to a more technical solution, the market is going to deem that they do so, and it's already happening now.
Yes, I've been threatening to do renovations. I'm a millennial woman, and have not done it because I don't know where to start. And so I love this. I think the real problem and on trend. I think when everything came out with renovations a decade ago, I'm just excited to see how the industry continues to grow. And it seems like it's on an upward trajectory. So I had a question about, did you say that you have 5 active projects on your platform? Is that what
So
you
we
mentioned?
average 5 active projects a month since our launch in July.
So I'm curious, what metrics are you tracking as you prepare for your seed raise to show that you have a superior solution? You know, like, is it the conversion from interest to a job, or job through management and closing, or I'm curious, as you prepare for that seed round into 2023, what are you capturing now that you're seeing is really valuable?
Yep. So the 2 key factors, well, 3, as you say, conversion. So as a customer moves through our lead funnel, so versus going onto our platform, signing up and submitting a project estimate, then accepting that estimate to move to a bid, and that bid moving to an actual live project. So that journey and that conversion rate. The second thing is customer acquisition costs, how much we are spending on each individual project. So to move a user from sign up all the way to project initiation, and then LTV, of course. So once they do complete a project, what is our capture with that 10% take rate compared to the customer acquisition cost? So right now, what we're seeing, we're about at 9x. So on average, a user moving into a renovation on our platform costs us about $200 to acquire that customer, but we're making close to about $1,100 to $1,200 on that customer.
Great. Thank you so much, Donovan. Great presentation. So next we'll move on to Cynthia Kanku with Dr. Kinks.
Okay. Hi. So let me tell you a quick story. This is Kim. And like everyone, she uses a shower gel every day. So when she needs one, she goes to the store. But instead of looking at the ingredients, she picks the product that smells good. By doing so, she's probably going to end up with one of those many beauty products filled with toxins. Kim is also Black, and she doesn't know that as a Black woman, she has 25% of chance of developing fibroids. And the more she uses those toxins, the higher her chance. So she should be really careful. Kim has been struggling most of her life with dry hair. No matter the amount of product that she would put, it would just sit at the surface, leaving her hair dry. And she wouldn't understand why products that would work on her son's hair wouldn't work on her hair, despite the fact that they have the same curl pattern. But the struggle stopped when Kim found Dr. Kang's product. Skin and hair care products that have very few synthetic ingredients, only 1 preservative, and are filled with fresh and natural ingredients. And their hair products are porosity specific. And you must be wondering, what is porosity? Well, porosity determines how easily your hair absorbs water. Without giving too much details, low porosity hair, for instance, have cuticles that are very tight. As a result, water has a hard time penetrating. Wrong products simply accumulate at the surface, leaving their hair dry. I'm Dr. Kangs, and I formulated a 3-step system that will allow those cuticles to be lifted up, water to penetrate, and will seal the moisture to prevent quick water evaporation. As a result, we have hundreds of reviews of women thanking us because for many years, they have been struggling with dry hair, calling their hair ugly, feeling insecure, and now they're switching from wearing wigs to embracing their natural fro. Parents thanking us because their kids will grow up without the insecurities that we had, loving every part of their Blackness, and this has no price to me. So the global market includes hair and skincare products and is valued at 244 billion. We are targeting women who are 30 years above, and the serviceable market is 11 billion. Our competitors offer organic products, but none of them uses less than 4 synthetic ingredients, and none of them provides products that are hair porosity specific. On contrary, they still offer different products for different curl pattern. So our monthly revenue is 20,000, with 16,000 being generated with 4 farmers market, 3,000 with retail stores, and 1,000 with online sales. And I'm so proud to say that we have 80% of returning customers. So I launched this business in May 21, operating from my garage. After a year, I'm able to generate 140K of revenue. And thanks to the National MBA and Ten Foundation, I finally moved from the garage to a warehouse and hire my first employee. If I were to win this 50K, I'll be able to get some automated equipment that will allow us to triple our production rate and finalize the deal with Wegmans. We just got accepted into the mall, and we generate forecasting revenues by August 23 of 800K. In August 23, I'll also be bold, and we raised $1 million to launch the Unidose projects, where we use no preservative. My team consists of myself. I have a PhD in cardiovascular sciences from K11, got a postdoc in UVA, and I'm surrounded by amazing women who help me sell those products. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Q&A.
Yes, girl. Love this. So question about, I'm just so thrilled about this. Congrats on the revenue. I love seeing those numbers, and that's just fantastic when you've got such proof of your product and of your market. I feel like you have an opportunity to really talk about the science-backed, data-driven approach that you have to really amplify your value proposition in the market with so much competition out there. So I'm just curious if you've done any, whether it's customer feedback, on this whole concept of porosity, but I feel like I haven't heard that message before. And so I'm curious if you've gotten, if there's a way you can position the science and your doctoral, background and experience on how to drive this forward even faster.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what I have been doing, is that my customers are actually direct customers. We do farmers markets, so we get direct feedback from people, and most other people have said that they've never heard about porosity. That's true. Now the thing is, I don't have enough money to advertise, like let's say worldwide, so people will really hear about that. So I'm just making baby steps, but I have a website, and on my website, people will see that I say that science and nature have the perfect solution for your hair, and they can take a quiz, and the quiz allow them to figure out what the porosity is. So even somebody who doesn't know what porosity, and that person goes on my website, person will figure out what is her porosity and how to choose the right product. And I'm also present on social media. I do have YouTube videos where I talk about the science behind hair product and skincare products.
Yeah, I would just love to see, like, porosity, it matters. You know what I mean? Like, first, when we talk about what you're doing, and then people are like, holy cow, I need to learn about it, So, okay, love it. Yield to you, Dr. Dillard.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly, this is something that obviously it hits home for me. And I really love, again, like Kayla was saying, how you position yourself. The science behind this is unmistakable, right? I'm wondering, as you move forward, because you're a team of essentially one right now, so how can you actually position yourself a little bit better to start capturing that 30 and above market that you're saying? Who else do you actually need on your team to really push this technology forward?
I think I need people who are in marketing, being able to do Google ads, Facebook ads, and surround myself with YouTubers, being able to create content that will go viral so people will hear about that. Because in the community right now, some people did hear about porosity, but none of the big brands, if you think about what is Miss Jessie or Lush, none of them are actually offering products that are porosity specific. And I'm happy about the science, but it's not complicated. Any scientist that looks into porosity can come up with the right products designed for according to your porosity, right? So I really think that marketing, if I were to be able to have enough funds so that we can make things go viral and spread the word, I think that will be a good thing because the products work and we have like 80% of returning customers and we have testimonials, we have videos on the social media. We really have testimonials. So yeah.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Great presentation, Cynthia. So next we have Lloyd Imopai with Lazarus Clinic and Research Center.
Great. Can everyone hear me good?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lloyd. I am the CEO and co-founder of Lazarus. And at Lazarus, we develop an innovative device-enabled solutions for remote monitoring of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease that's reliable, accurate, and easy to use. At this point, please allow me to introduce you to Jan. You see, Jan suffers from COPD, also known as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Her disease makes the very basic activities that we often take for granted very difficult to perform. See, for Jan, being able to simply catch your breath is now a daily burden and challenge. See, currently, in the United States, there are over 60 million people who suffer from COPD just like Jan. Of those, 24% of them will be readmitted to the hospitals due to increased symptoms and/or severity. This unfortunately leads to further complications and fatality among the COPD population. All this can be boiled down into one question, which is, how do we fill in the data gap in serving patients like Jan? While introducing WME by Lazarus, our solution is the world's first wearable multimodal system for remote monitoring and assessment of COPD patients. See, our WME technology allows for non-invasive and passive lung monitoring at home during activities of daily living. So we have tested our solution with over 40 subjects, and our solution has been vetted and echoed that the solution is easy to use and reliable. See, our WME system is multilateral, meaning that we can simultaneously assess both lungs at the same time. It is multimodal, meaning that we can capture biomarkers at each point. It is also very easy to use, meaning that we can provide both a provider dashboard and as well as a patient dashboard with key data metrics. See, WME aims to fill in the data gaps so that Jan's provider can better monitor her COPD progression at home, prescribe medications and treatments in a timely fashion, and only reduce the likelihood of COPD flare-ups or exacerbations. See, no other competitors offers more capability than our WME solution. Our novel and patented technology gives us the commercial advantage over existing solutions and future competitors. See, our team has a long history of success, starting from winners of the Global Intel Design Contest to demonstrating both technical and commercial credibility in this space. To date, we have raised over $600,000 in funding. We've secured powerful customers. We are 5 months away from our first 510K submission. Our initial 510K clearance will enable us to collect more data from the largest COPD population through pilot studies to support our second FDA clearance, COPD lung function monitoring. By 2023, we aim to solidify a contract with multiple hospitals as well as a device distributor to eventually scale nationally through seed investments. Our initial niche markets is roughly $154 million and has grown at a compound annual rate of 15%. This subset of the overall COPD telehealth market considers patients with access to Medicare and Medicaid. So we are currently raising $1.5 million in seed funding to help us get to the following milestones. First, a 510K clearance, and second, revenue from pilots. We were blessed to win the scale-up pitch events. We will use the funds to engage our existing pilot customers. So Lazarus was founded by my 3 brothers and myself. We also have a team of amazing scientists, engineers, scientists, and staff. We also backed by
thank you. That's time.
And thank you very much to the National Black NBA Foundation. I appreciate your time, and as well as to all your judges.
Thank you, Asid. Judges? I'm sorry. Thank you, Lloyd. Judges, please.
Hi, Lloyd. Congratulations. Huge problem. Definitely. You articulated that very well in terms of the scope of the problem and really what your solution is. I have a couple of questions. One really centers around, where are you trying to position yourself? Are you positioning yourself as a diagnostic? Are you a clinical decision-making tool, predictive model? Like, where are you kind of positioning yourself here?
Yeah, great question. I'm gonna go a couple slides. So yeah, we're actually positioning ourselves as more of a remote monitoring solution, whereby after a patient is discharged from the hospital, we'll be monitoring them at home. We provide our triage services to the hospital, and we'll be essentially accessing all the data and seeing the patients frequently. And it will provide free patient reports to the hospitals that's initially see these patients, and really we're positioning ourselves as a remote patient monitoring essentially enterprise for COPD patients.
So is there a predictive kind of analytical component here? Are you translating information into a risk status that is then communicated to your physician, to their physician, or how I just want to get a little bit better understanding there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned we have a provider dashboard and the patient dashboard. So with the provider dashboard, we only be providing not only key analytics in terms of the day-to-day progress of the patient, but also key metrics in terms of the chances of exacerbation. What is the likelihood of the patient progressing from one stage of the COPD to another stage? So those are the key things that a pulmonologist can use to adjust the medication, adjust the treatments remotely without having the patients come into the hospital.
Great. And so does that alter at all your regulatory strategy, in that you have this software kind of as a medical device along with the hardware component? Have you already talked to someone specifically in that area about that pathway, and just a little bit more information about that?
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Dilla. It's a great question. So we actually have a consultant, a regular consultant we're going to work with, and so far the strategy will not change. So we're going to be leveraging existing CPT codes for remote patient monitoring. But for those COPD specific analytics that I mentioned, those are there are no other predicates that we can leverage. So those will be going through a de novo submission for that. But it's still the same sort of work we have to do for our 510K. Thank you.
I know this is in Dr. Dillard's wheelhouse, so that's why I was wanting, like, please ask questions. Yeah, congratulations. Both Erica and I, Dr. Dillard and I, are in this space. One piece of advice: your regulatory consultant, just make sure you're using language that's in your codes that are covered. It's going to make getting code coverage so much easier if you pull the language that's in there into your device description for this first draft. Like, years of savings if you can do that. I was curious, so the first part of this is monitoring, right? Have you thought about a family component? I mean, I know my grandmother has COPD. I would like to know when she's struggling, just because, we help in managing her care. And so I'm curious how you've thought about just the real human side of this, and the, lives that are impacted around them.
Absolutely. Good question, Kayla. And that's part of our intended use for our first time 510K submission is any caregiver, in addition to the patient or the provider, can use the technology. So the dashboard, the patient dashboard, also includes caregiver information. So the patient can share their information to their family members, and that notification system is built into our current software. So absolutely, that's all part of our design. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Great presentation. We'll move on to the next founder, which is Mark Alexander with Light Tuition.
My name is Mark Alexander, and I will show you how you can exhale and excel with Light Tuition. In 2018, Lisa's bankruptcy document listed how much she had sent over the years to Sallie Mae. After some 160 checks, she had paid just over $135,000 in her loans. Roughly $100,000 went towards interest, patent profits to Sallie Mae. Her balance now set at $96,000. This is just one of the numerous burdens that Light Tuition is looking to prevent. Our current educational system has $1.6 trillion in outstanding debt, with 3.9 million students with loans but no degrees. Compared to other educational systems, ours is difficult to navigate, with access to resources being limited to many. With 1.5 million post-secondary students and 300 colleges and universities in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana alone, Light Tuition is a platform ready for all students and organizations. We provide an end-to-end solution where transactions are processed through our custom-built platform over API, then stored and protected by financial institutions prior to being dispersed. Light Tuition allows students to create a free campaign that can be shared with supporters around the world. Contributions are immediately added to their campaign as their money for tuition. Also, Light Tuition allows organizations to subscribe at a low monthly cost to have their own fundraising software to use. At Light Tuition, we make signing in and signing up simple. Users can easily create their unique account, create their campaign, and launch all in the same day. Likewise, for supporters, they can easily navigate our fundraising platform to find someone they would like to support. Just as easy as it is to create a campaign, it is even easier to support one. Unlike our competition, we send funds raised directly to the school to ensure that contributor support reaches the student's tuition, while also empowering organizations through access to our fundraising software. Our go-to-market strategy involves increasing our users through our platform and mobile app, partnering with high schools and post-secondary schools, as well as partnerships with local businesses and nonprofits. We generate revenue by leveraging 5 cents per dollar through campaigns, subscribing light tuition with organizations of all sizes, and add-ons for more access on our platform. Our team has 20+ years of experience in leadership roles, education, entrepreneurship, and business, as well as an advisory team that amplifies our knowledge, experience, and scaling potential. Our traction includes strategic partnerships such as the Detroit Pistons and advancing to the semifinals for the $1 million Black Ambition Prize. And we are happy to announce our partnership with the state of Michigan through the MI STEP, which has expanded to our new partnership with the RMIT in Australia. The $50,000 prize will help towards obtaining more software subscriptions, getting a defined B2B pipeline, and obtain more users on our platform as we go on to raise $1 million for our first round of funding. And we are happy to announce that our first subscription has been secured. To learn more, visit us today at www.lighttuition.com.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
Q&A.
Well, Mark, congratulations. I mean, this is phenomenal. First of all, I don't know if I should be mad because you should have been here a long time ago to help out with these student loans over here. But no, congratulations on such a wonderful platform and solution. I guess the question I wanted to ask is, you know, what you're doing, you're also accumulating a lot of data that I think probably would be quite valuable to a number of institutions in education and beyond that. Have you thought about how you might be able to leverage the data you get from your platform and the use of your platform?
Absolutely. And that actually goes to the partnership we have with the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology in Australia. So it's two things we're looking at. One, how can we better improve through using our software, university, students engagement, and alumni engagement, as well as raising money for tuition. But something uniquely that we're looking at as well with all the data we collected is what does the educational runway look like here in the United States? With all the debt that we currently have, it continues to go up. And just as we have with the real estate bubble, the .com bubble, there's going to be some type of adverse effect if we can continue to accumulate this debt without a true solution. So that's what we're looking at. What does that runway look like? So that way we can benefit the students, the universities, but the overall educational system.
Yes, this is fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
I love seeing when you put in milestones that you've achieved along the way. I think will get investors excited to see like, and I'm happy to announce this and I'm happy. So fantastic job with that. I am curious about your competition and how you keep your competitive advantage. I love seeing this. And, you know, I come from a really big Puerto Rican family that it would have been so awesome for them to have a place to contribute whatever they could, even if it was $5 or whatever it was, to be able to help me through graduate school or, you know, and now I've got 2.5 children, thinking about school, etc. And I think about how this could translate, you know, can this work with a 529 plan, for example, in the earliest stages, but how do you stay competitive when other people catch on to what you're doing?
One of my advisors told me, if you're not changing, then you're not growing. So to your point, we actually do have what we call our light tuition educational savings campaigns, because we realized as we started to look more at the families, having them start raising money in their high school year of for their child wasn't sufficient. So we're actually working now with preschoolers, and we have our first one on the campaign, which has already raised $8,000 over the 3-month period. So families can start saving up for this money down the road. We do have some strategic partnerships we're still waiting to secure, but how can we then pivot, put this into a 529 plan and give them potential to increase their funds? So that's phase 4 that we're working on. So you kind of seen into the future of some of the things we have in the work. So I appreciate that.
Great. If there's no more questions, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We will now move on to Marcus Tor-Strickland with Metric Meet.
Uh-oh. Is the camera not doing what it's supposed to? There we go.
You
All
can
right.
see.
Everybody hear me? Got my presentation? All right. I'm MT Strickland, and I'm here to make your trainer more effective, help them add more value to their clients, and make more money. Our patented platform allows you to turn any strength training equipment into smart equipment. With our busy schedules, we've got to find time to work out. And whether you're rowing, running, biking, or running, you have access to your workout data for benchmarking and goal setting. But what about when you lift? Are you still using pen and paper? Trainers are. And with the average trainer bringing in $39K a year, they don't have time to worry about spreadsheets. Our cost-effective platform saves you and your trainer time by automatically tracking your strength training workouts and giving you information through our mobile app. It's simple. You just turn it on, connect your phone, and get to work. You receive live workout feedback and deeper analysis with a paid subscription. After your workout, you can view your logs and share your data with your friends, your family, your trainer, or your millions of social media followers. Users can interact with trainers through the app so you know exactly what to do at your next session. The competitive landscape for strength training data tracking is continuing to grow. Our 3 granted patents, as well as our unique methodology, allow us to fill a novel need in this emerging market. Our go-to-market focuses on reduced customer acquisition costs and increased lifetime value. By partnering with trainers and gyms, we are easily implemented into existing workout programs with our strength and endurance assessment. We increase platform interaction and user engagement through competitions and live demos with a goal of securing 5 clients per personal training partner as paid subscribers to the MetricMate platform. Users can access limited availability for MetricMate free, but they get deeper insights with a paid subscription between $10 and $50. And the MetricMate smart device is currently available for pre-order on our website, themetricmate.com. An $87 billion global fitness market, we believe we can secure by 2024, 1.2 million annually of this 2 billion target strength training market we're going after. And what about the athletes? We can't forget about them. But we see the personal training market being a blue ocean we can take advantage of because in the athletes market, there's a lot of our competitors. But that's why we're currently building partnerships with people inside of the ecosystem, with companies inside of the ecosystem to continue to grow while continuously building stronger relationships with companies in our vertical. After our introduction at CES in Las Vegas in 2022, we were able to showcase at the NFL Combine, work with trainers to get clients onto the MetricMate technology, currently working with the Miami Dolphins to improve our platform. We're a part of the 2022 cohort for Techstars Atlanta Cox Enterprises. We have international and domestic partnerships that want to white label our technology. And we're starting our viral campaign with our event coming up on November 10th at Pont City Market.
Time. Thank you so much for your presentation. Judges?
Hi, Marcus. Awesome technology. And thank you for your presentation. It was great. I had the first thing that comes to mind, and it's interesting because I didn't necessarily see it in your slide or anything about something like this, is Peloton. Like, I'm thinking ways in which you can utilize metrics in a competitive way where you have an interactive community. Have you thought about kind of strategic partnerships like a Peloton or something like that? And what do you have plans in the next 5 years to attract those types of partnerships?
Definitely. We do see the Pelotonification of things as far as gamification being used and something that we can apply to the strength training atmosphere. And we're not only looking at Peloton, we're looking at companies like Apple, Nike, Fitbit, all of these organizations that have their own applications that apply to fitness, but don't have a way to actively or automatically track strength training data. We built ourselves on a web-based API so we can share our information and allow you to close those rings or add to your current application. Definitely.
And I was going to ask, you didn't get a chance to get to that, so I'll ask if you could go to your team. So I'm just interested to kind of see who you have on your team right now and who you might need to kind of get to where you're going.
No, for sure. So it's a three-man team. We come together. Braxton Davis is actually the brainchild of this idea, and he's a patent attorney, which is why we have the 3 patents on this technology and 2 patents that'll be granted before the end of the year, continually building that IP fence. Cletus Ricks is a master's of software engineering and actually has his own software development company out of Pflugerville, Texas, right outside of Austin. He works with Nokia, AT&T, Texas municipalities, so he's built applications on large scale. And so he's building our entire application and our back end as far as API. And I come from a supply chain and sales background. So I've worked everywhere from being on the plant floor all the way to being in the office, working in business operations and setting up SKUs, and in the sales side as well. So doing marketing, sales, internationally, domestically. So I have that background.
Yeah, that was, congratulations. This is very exciting. And I love the traction. I love the branding. I think tagging on what Dr. Dillard said, I'd love to see a commercial asset added here, a marketing asset added to your team, because I feel like you're so close to getting to the mass market. It's like insights reserved for elite athletes now in the palm of your hands. You know what I mean? Like making that connection of the marketing message. And a lot of people are talking about data. Data is irrelevant without insights. And I would really recommend like that, just hammering the word, like we've got a lot of data, but you don't have to crunch it to get the insights. It's going to help you do this. Like you're working out, you don't need to work any harder. You know what I mean? Put it all in your workout. So I feel like adding a marketing person on your team, and this isn't a question, but I feel like adding a marketing person would just like elevate you guys to the next level.
For sure, for sure. And we have marketing advisors, so no, we're right on that course.
Great feedback, great questions. Thank you so much, Marcus. Now we move on to our next founder, which is Dr. Derek Bainer with Sayenza Biosciences.
Did you know that fat, we're talking love handles, the inner thighs, or even that pesky double chin is the largest source of stem cells in the body? Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Bainer, and at Sayenza Biosciences, we're harnessing this liquid gold for limitless aesthetic and regenerative medicine applications. I'm sure most of you are familiar with fat grafting to the butt for the Brazilian butt lift. But did you know that adipose stem cells are currently being explored for the regeneration of heart tissue after a heart attack, the restoration of nerves after spinal cord injury, and regeneration of bone after disfiguring cancer surgery, just to name a few? The problem is, how does one get from this liposuction canister to an injectable therapeutic? Traditionally, a surgeon would have to lug a centrifuge into the operating room where they would load fat into syringes and then wash, clean, and spin the fat. Now, there are newer devices on the market that facilitate this, but there still requires further downstream processing and filtration before one gets to this injectable therapeutic. This is all problematic because it's time consuming, requiring up to 2 hours of processing. There's multiple steps and manual input that increase the risk of contamination, and it distracts the surgeon from the patient because they are focused on the processing. Our solution is simple. A surgeon will perform basic liposuction in the clinic or the operating room and introduce the fat into our platform via single-use disposable cartridges. Our automated multifunctional device processes the fat in about 15 minutes, producing a powerful therapeutic that's ready for a reinjection at the point of care. The platform we're developing offers unparalleled benefits in the market. The traditional fat processing method and some simple devices are useful for fat transfer, and there are newer devices on the market that are designed to produce an injectable therapeutic. But Sayenza Bio is developing the industry's first platform that is multifunctional and useful for both. It's fully automated, reduces OR time and thus cost, allows for the processing of both large and small volumes, avoids the use of harmful chemicals, is reusable with disposable cartridges, and generates a powerful activated stem cell therapeutic. We plan to enter the market in aesthetics, not only because it's valued at $6.25 billion, but it's cash-based, meaning no negotiations with CMS, insurance companies, or large care providers. We plan to sell or lease our platform at or near the cost of goods because our primary revenue driver will be our high-margin disposable cartridges. Our team of founders offer unparalleled experience and expertise. After years of research and training, I left plastic surgery residency because I saw firsthand the tremendous bottleneck fat processing poses in the operating room. Professor Jared Hahn is an expert in tissue processing and microfluidics, and Dr. Alan Widrow is a plastic surgeon, director for the Center for Tissue Engineering at UCI, and chief medical officer at Alastin Skincare, which was just acquired by Galderma. We also understand the complexities of bringing a Class II medical device to market and have assembled a team of experts to help guide us to commercialization. Our endeavor began as an academic research project. Excitement over our initial publication led to grants and intellectual property that was filed in 2020. Soon after, we founded the company, joined the Wayfinder Incubator at UCI, won prize money, including 3rd place in the inaugural MedTech Color Pitch Competition, recently had a second research paper accepted for publication, converted our PCT in Europe and US, and took home prizes in 2 additional competitions this year. Winning the scale-up competition would be a tremendous boon for our bootstrapped company. It would allow us to hire a consulting engineer, complete our proof of concept design and testing, and establish regulatory and quality filings so that we can build our first prototype. We thank you for this opportunity and hope to see you in Atlanta.
Thank you so much, Dr. Banyard. Questions, Q&A?
Hi, Dr. Banyard. Very, very nice presentation, and love the technology, love all the traction, and excellent team, obviously. I had a question just about the market and the use claims that you have for the technology. I recognize that there's a 2-in-1. You're doing grafting, and then there's a potential for the cell therapeutic component. But what it sounds like is that you're really targeting the aesthetics, where there's a cash revenue model versus going through insurance and things of that nature. I want to kind of understand how that changes your go-to-market strategy, because those are very kind of 2 different markets that will require a little bit of a different strategy there.
Absolutely. So thank you for your question. There are already companies operating in the aesthetic space via the 510(k) regulatory pathway for the microfragmentation of fat, which is a very streamlined approach to getting to market. So that's how we get to generating revenue within a 6 to 12 month timeframe after we develop our prototype. Long-term strategy, however, is for specific stem cell claims. It's a $100 billion stem cell therapeutic market. And as we start to generate revenue, we can then undergo further FDA regulated studies so that we can claim, have stem cell claims for use in orthopedics, wound healing, and things of that nature. So the aesthetics is just to get to market and to de-risk us from a cash-based approach as we, endeavor into deeper markets that require more scientific evidence and reimbursement codes.
I also had a question about, first off, I love seeing this view. I've never seen anyone put this view as a final slide, and I'm a huge fan of being able to see all the slides. So thank you for showing me something new. And I've been doing this for a long time. Congratulations also on all the success and all the traction. I'm curious about your sales model. One thing we realized selling in we kind of approach the cash base in a little bit in the aesthetics place, is a relationship-based sale. I'm curious about what you see as the sales model. I see you've got a big piece of equipment, and then how are you selling this? Like, is this distributors and reps? Are you having a direct team? It's like 3 questions in one. Feel free to answer any of those.
Thank you for your question. Yeah, I'm sure Dr. Dillard can tell you. Physicians are notoriously monolithic when it comes to adopting new technology. So our go-to-market is going to be by recruiting key opinion leaders, relationships that I already have with renowned plastic surgeons, to essentially give them the platform and allow them to demonstrate use case of our technology to their millions of followers, and also continue to present our research at meetings and continue to produce publications. But in the long term, our chief revenue driver will be our consumables. We plan to essentially give away our platform, and we will make the majority of our revenue through our high profit margin consumables. We have not decided whether we're going to go, build a giant company or just go through distributors, but we're certainly considering all avenues as potentials in developing a most efficient go-to-market strategy.
Great,
awesome.
Great.
Razor blade model is kind of what that's called. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Banyard. Next, we will have our last founder for the day. Last but certainly not least, we have Nadia Davis with Show Agents.
Okay, screen good, sound good?
All good.
Perfect. Okay. Have you ever felt the need to be in 2 places at once? Yeah, well, try being a realtor. My name is Nadia Davis, and I am the daughter of a real estate broker. Over the past 20 years, I cannot tell you how many times my father has missed important events, family gatherings, or even after school pickup because of his work. Realtors struggle with work-life balance. According to the National Association of Realtors, half of US realtors are working up to 80 hours per week and are spending at least a quarter of that time just showing properties. In fact, some realtors today now actually hire a showing assistant or another licensed agent that can show properties on their behalf. The challenge, however, is not every agent needs a full-time showing assistant. So in these situations, they're left either asking a colleague or sacrificing their personal time to show properties, like my dad. So we created Show Agents, an on-demand staffing solution for realtors that connects them to local licensed showing assistants when they need it. We have real-time appointment notifications and immediate feedback reports so that realtor can stay informed even in their absence. Our biggest differentiators are our no solicitation commitment and proprietary training. Our showing assistants only show properties, and that's because we tap into a pool of people who have their license but may not be active in the industry, and then vet, train, and develop them into top showing assistants that are more than capable of representing that realtor. Now we have pay-per-use and subscription models for individual realtors, but part of our go-to-market strategy is offering a team subscription to brokers that they can use to attract and retain top talent. And the market for this is huge. There are over 3 million active realtors across the US, equivalent to a $1.1 billion addressable market. We're currently based in South Florida, where the 100,000 realtors here is equivalent to a $38 million target market. From here, we plan to enter into new areas with comparable real estate markets by targeting strategic partnerships with associations and national brokerages. Thus far, we have been bootstrapped. In 2021, we launched our online MVP solely using a website. We had 25 realtors using the service, but because they were consistently booking with us, we completed 300 appointments. To date, we have about 40 realtors using the service and have generated nearly $25,000 in revenue. Our next step is to move from website MVP to real product. This $50,000 will enable us to build our mobile application, allowing us to onboard more users, increase the number of appointments, reaching our goal of 3,000 appointments for the year 2023, equivalent to $200,000 in revenue. Everyone in this Zoom call knows a realtor, and together we can continue to bridge that work-life balance gap for realtors. Once again, my name is Nadia Davis, and this is Show Agents.
Thank you, Nadia. Great presentation. Next, we'll have our Q&A.
Get it with that revenue and bootstrapping. I am all in. That is fantastic. Congratulations on all of the progress. And, I feel like from a marketing standpoint, as well as I'm hearing you, it's like, you ever want to be two places at once? Now you can. Now you can keep that job that you would otherwise lose, and you can go to the recital, or you can go to the baseball game, or whatever it is. And I would love for you to hammer that home more. Like, now you can, and here's how. Because I think it took me some time to realize, okay, the show agent is not like you're giving it to another realtor. It's an assistant who allows you to keep the job. How are you planning on scaling? So, once you have this, I saw that where you want to scale, but I'm curious how you're planning on building your awareness and your advertising plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you may know, the real estate industry is very much referral-based and relationship-based. So as I mentioned, going directly to brokers is a part of our go-to-market strategy because they immediately understand the value add of increasing productivity and getting more time on their agents' calendars on a weekly basis by leveraging showing assistants. So by starting with that top-down approach, going to them first, kind of getting the buy-in from them, and then being able to actually present and have this as a resource to their agents is kind of where it'll start. In addition to that, we're looking to have strategic partnerships with affiliate service providers. So right now we're looking to build one with a mortgage company, actually, that once the buyer is pre-approved, that mortgage broker will gift 2 showings to that buyer's realtor. So in a way, we're able to actually decrease the closing cycle because we're getting buyers into properties a lot quicker, and all of the stakeholders that are involved in that transaction are kind of contributing to that.
Hi, Nadia. Congratulations. Wonderful
Thank
presentation.
you.
Love the idea. My question, I guess at first I was kind of wondering, how are you vetting those who are going to be agents? And it sounds like all of them are going to have some kind of experience or background already is in the real estate industry or real estate agents, but it kind of narrows who can fulfill those positions. So I'm interested to understand, as you scale, how are you going to combat those filling those positions?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I have a two-part answer. The first part is that the people that we're tapping into to actually fulfill the service, the showing assistants, are one of two. Either they have their license, they've had it active for a long time, which, believe it or not, happens very frequently. I'll put an ad out for a showing assistant and get 50 people. So there's people who have their license and they're just looking to make additional income. They have another either part-time or full-time job, and they're looking for something to supplement that. The other group would be people who have been in the industry for a long time and are kind of like on their way to retirement. But where do you go after 30 years in an industry? It's really hard to start over. So you have that experience, you're tired of commissions, you're tired of contracts, but you still want to be involved in the industry. This is kind of a way to do that. So that's kind of how we get into that. And then the last thing I'll say very quickly is that as we go into new markets, we're focusing on areas that have high licensee concentration. So that way we're actually able to fulfill both sides of that marketplace.
Great. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you so much. Great presentation. Great presentation. So that concludes our founders pitch presentations. So now we are going to go into our deliberation. But first, again, I want to thank our founders for great pitches. You have the services that you are offering really resonate with customers. So I'm really excited about that. I wish you all the best as you continue to scale your business. So now we're going to take a quick break. The judges are going to go into deliberation. And while we're in deliberation, we will have a recap slide of our 2021 conference, as well as a slide showcasing our founders. So we should be gone for about 10 minutes and then we'll be right back. Thank you.
Being a member of the National Black MBA has
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com.
operations. It's given me great leadership skills. It's given me a great network, great job opportunities as well. Overall, it's just been a contribution to who I am today as a leader.
I was like, I'm going to be around beautiful, Black, intelligent people. I get here, completely exceeded my expectations. What I got was opportunity to be able to connect from a career perspective, to get your resumes reviewed, to connect to amazing companies and people, anything that you can think of when you're coming to a conference. You want to be able to network, you want to be able to advance within your career, you want to be able to grow, and this conference gave everything.
What I like about conference this year was the ability to reset, refresh, and renew. Getting back to what we're used to doing. Convening together, understanding together, and growing together.
This is a village. This is our support system. This is where you come no matter where you are in your career, whether you're an experienced professional or where you're just trying to even see if this is what you want, you're going to get encouragement.
It really is the network, and just the ability to leverage those networks when you need something has been amazing. Like, these are long-standing relationships. People maybe I don't see more than once a year.
It has been a great time of networking with fellow MBAs like myself and having face time with companies, top companies in the United States here.
This is my 16th conference in attendance. I started out as a Leaders of Tomorrow student, and now I'm on the other side recruiting for the Hershey Company. So I'm so excited to see all the students, all the great talent, and come out and recruit and help to give back just in the same way that National Black has given to me.
This year, it's been very interactive. I've enjoyed all the
seminars and panels that I've been able to see, and just interacting kind of in person again. You know, even though we have the masks on, it's still just a very good experience, and to be in one place that's conducive for my success.
I want to see the footage from Montgomery back when everybody was grumbling and cussing. You know, just we said, oh, come, I know we have to come back. You know.
A membership is not contingent upon a degree. Membership is about the participation and about the investment or reinvestment in our communities. And you don't even ever have to acquire a master's to become a member and to support the mission of the National Black MBA Association.
If you're looking to connect to like-minded people, if you're looking to advance in your career, if you're looking to connect from an MBA perspective and get education, this is the place you want to be. If you're thinking about coming here, like, stop thinking about it. Sign up, Atlanta 2022, that's what you need to be.
That's what you need to be. Okay, bitch.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Wanted to congratulate all of the founders once again for incredible pitches. I will tell you, it was really kind of tough in that deliberating room, trying to pick just 3 top winners out of all of you, since you all did such an incredible job. So right now we're doing a couple things behind the scene, and we will be able to announce those winners as soon as I have the go ahead to do that. So how was everybody feeling? Feeling good? You guys should pat yourselves on the back. You did a wonderful job. Every year that we do these competitions, I'm just amazed at how wonderful the pitches are. And we have other entrepreneur programs that we do besides Scale Up. We have a new accelerator program that we've done for 2 years straight. We are anticipating on doing that again next year. And I do believe that some of you will be asked to participate. So please be on the be on the lookout for that as well. We also started something else new this year, which was our Scale Up Collegiate Edition. So that went really well. So we're excited about that as well. So I just got the go ahead that we can announce the winners. So drum roll, please. Now this is being announced in no particular order. It's just the top 3, okay? The first business we have is Base Parlor. So congratulations. Yes, congratulations. The second founder we have is Light Tuition. And the third, as you can see, is Dr. Kanks. So congratulations to the top 3. We are excited to have you pitch at our 2022 44th National Conference and Exposition that will take place on September the 27th through October the 1st. So congratulations to you all.
Thank you all.
Jasmine, if you could advance to the next slide, that would be awesome. Great. As I mentioned earlier, we are having our 44th annual conference in October 27th through October the 1st. This conference is one of the largest conferences of its kind. We have over 250 vendors on our expo floor. There is professional development. There are social events. And this year we're having a full day of entrepreneurial sessions. So if you have a chance to participate in this conference, it will be money well spent. If you would like to have more information around the conference, please feel free to click on the link to get additional information. So again, thank you all for participating. We had an amazing time listening to your pitches, and we wish you all the best of success as you continue your entrepreneurial journey. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.